What's up, family? Trail here, and I hope all of you had an amazing Christmas day with your family and friends. I know I sure did, but today we want to discuss the new funding for the Social Security that is included in the new Omnibus spending bill that was passed last week in Congress. We know that our Social Security program is broken, as well as it's pretty out of date. It really hasn't been updated in over 50 years, and President Biden recently told us that one of his top priorities as the president is to have Social Security reform. Yes, President Biden wants to update this SS program as much as possible and hopefully do something about the upcoming solvency issue within the program. And it looks like this new spending bill actually included some funding for Social Security recipients. Unfortunately, the program did not include the child tax credit or the adult tax credit. They did not mention those at all in this spending bill. But in addition, we have information regarding Medicaid, in which millions of Americans could be losing their benefits. And last but not least, we also have some information for retirement that's in the spending bill. So we will cover that also in this video today. But in the meantime, you guys already know what to do. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, as well as hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Now let's go ahead and start with the video. Well, guys, the winter storm is almost gone, but without leaving some tragic news or some information. Yes, guys, we are just finding out that at least 32 people have died from this winter storm, and that number continues to rise. Yes, guys, it says that the death toll from the winter storm sweeping across large parts of the United States has risen to around 31, which has been upgraded to around 32. People have died in weather-related traffic accidents or from the actual cold, while a couple died as a result of responders not being able to treat medical conditions quickly enough because of the conditions outside. But anyways, guys, one of the particular areas that is really devastated right now, which is Buffalo, New York. They have perhaps the hardest hit location in the country, with at least 12 people confirmed dead because of this winter storm. So anyways, guys, that is just a little information in regards to the winter storm that we have all been experiencing over the last 48 to 72 hours. And as we can see, guys, yes, 32 people so far have ended up losing their lives. So in the meantime, guys, I will definitely request you guys to keep them in your prayers, and as well as their families as well, guys. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Hey, to some other news. We do know recently, as of Friday, President Biden signed that huge $1.7 trillion omnibus spending bill. Yes, guys, it says that President Joe Biden signed this bill on Friday, the same day that the House actually voted to pass the bill. Now, we do know that the Senate passed the piece of legislation on Thursday, 12 appropriations bill wrapped into one, which funds the government through September of next year. And it also avoids a government shutdown, which was expected to arrive at midnight on Friday. Yes, guys, several Republicans mounted a resistance to the particular spending bill, but it was not enough. Lawmakers on the right argued for a temporary funding measure to keep the government running until the new Congress took over, where Republicans will control the House. Key points of the contentions included $45 billion in Ukraine funding and a string of controversial spending measures. But yes, guys, outside of that, we do have some good information in regards to this particular massive of a bill. It did include some funding for retirement. Yes, guys, as you can see right here, that Congress includes major retirement overhaul in the year-end $1.7 trillion spending bill. And yes, this is also known as the Secure 2.0, could help Americans save more money for their retirement. Now, it says that a collection of provisions designed to overhaul the U.S. retirement system, as well as help Americans save more money, could soon become law. Yes, included in the sweeping bill end of the year spending package that Congress is expected to vote on, which they already have. Yes, guys, it says that the Secure 2.0, which is a follow-up to the 2019 Secure Act, is designed to bolster Americans' retirement savings by making a number of key changes to some existing retirement account rules and certain related tax breaks. Yes, guys, including Secure 2.0 retirement provisions in the last major legislation of the year means that Congress is poised to help millions more workers and retirees with significant improvement improvements to the nation's private retirement system. Yes, guys, this is according to Paul Richmond, which is the Chief Government and Political Affairs Officer at the Insured Retirement Institute. This is what he said last week. And here are some of the ways that Secure 2.0 would overhaul the current retirement system. Number one, guys, automatic 401k enrollment. Yes, guys, beginning in 2025, employers that offer 401k or 403b savings plans would be required to automatically enroll employees at a rate of at least 3%, with mandatory 1% increases each year to a maximum rate of 10%. Employees could choose to opt out of the plan if they choose to. But anyways, guys, small businesses with 10 or fewer workers and new businesses in existence for fewer than 3 years would be exempt from this new rule from the Secure 2.0. And then number two, they have creating bigger catch-up contributions for older savers. Yes, under the current law, Americans who are 50 or older can make so-called catch-up contributions of no more than $6,500 per year to their 401k or their 403b plans, with a limit of $27,000. But the Secure 2.0 would increase the annual catch-up by 50% to $10,000, indexed annually for inflation for participants between the ages of 60 and 63, starting in the year of 2025. So that is definitely some awesome news. And then we have right here that number three, increased age for RMDs. Yes, the bill would raise the age that Americans must take a required minimum distribution from the retirement plan to 73 beginning in 2023, up from the current age of 72 years old. And in 10 years, the RMD age would once again move up to 75 years of age. And then the third thing that we have on the list, which is emergency expense distributions. Beginning in the year of 2024, Americans would be allowed to take an early emergency distribution from their retirement account to cover some unexpected or immediate financial needs. Individuals could take out as much as $1,000. Now, the money could be taken once a year and would not be subject to the usual 10% tax that applies to early distributions. So that is some awesome news to see as well. And then we have the fourth thing on the list, which is expanding employer 401k match options. Another aspect of the Secure 2.0 would make it easier for employers to make contributions to the 401k plans on behalf of employees paying off their student loan debt. Employers could essentially make a matching contribution to the retirement account based on your student loan payment amount. A rule that is intended to remove student loan debt as a major obstacle to retirement savings. And then the last thing on the list, which is incentives for retirement plan contributions. Yes, the Secure 2.0 would allow employers to offer small financial incentives to employees to encourage them to participate in any offered retirement plans. So again, guys, that is the latest overhaul in regards to retirement in this new $1.7 trillion spending bill. So we are glad to see these changes finally to the retirement plan, although it's still not enough, I would say, but it is a move in the right direction. We are definitely glad to see some changes finally being made to the plan that hasn't really seen any changes in over the last 50 years. But moving on, guys, we also have some information in regards to Medicaid, and it's the good news is that we have been seeing more people enroll in the Medicaid system here as of lately. Yes, guys, they are expected for the enrollment to top 100 million people in the Medicaid program. But on the flip side of that, guys, millions of Americans are now at risk of losing Medicaid in the spring under a new provision that is tucked away inside of this latest Omnibus spending bill. Yes, guys, it says that millions of people who are enrolled in Medicaid during the pandemic risk losing their coverage starting in the spring under Congress's $1.7 trillion government spending bill. Yes, Congress has previously barred states from kicking people off Medicaid for the duration of COVID public health emergency, which has led to a historic number of people enrolled in the program. But under this new spending funding bill, states could start terminating people's coverage as of April the 1st if they no longer meet eligibility requirements. Yes, guys, it says that millions of people who are enrolled in the Medicaid public health insurance program during the COVID pandemic could lose their coverage altogether sometime in the spring. So far, guys, enrollment in Medicaid surged 30% to more than 83 million people during the pandemic after Congress basically barred states from kicking people out of the program for the duration of the federal public health emergency declared in the response to COVID-19. But, guys, tucked away in this new massive or behemoth plan, the spending bill that was just passed and signed by President Biden. Yes, guys, by the way, that plan was around 4,000 pages. It does have some provisions that is included in this particular bill that says that it would eliminate the Medicaid coverage protections from the public health emergency. Instead, states could start terminating recipients' coverage as of early April the 1st of 2023 if they no longer meet the program's eligibility requirements. So again, guys, if this is talking about you guys, you definitely need to be aware of this, because come April the 1st, guys, that is around 4 more months or so, hey, you could be removed altogether from this program. And that is all depending upon whether your state actually enforces this particular provision. Now, again, like I said, this was hidden within the spending bill, and it looks like it is definitely not going to benefit those individuals on Medicaid, because it could potentially remove a lot of Americans from this plan. So again, guys, you definitely want to be mindful of that, because it's definitely going to affect millions of Americans in this system. You could be terminated from this by April the 1st. So you definitely want to check into that very, very soon, guys. And then also, guys, hey, we do have this information right here. It says that Congress lame duck session leaves some unfinished business on issues that address the American people everyday financial needs. And yes, guys, this is talking about some different legislation that was previously discussed. These particular things needs to be included in this spending bill. And yes, guys, the first one that we were talking about, number one, the child tax credit enhancement. Yes, guys, we all were hoping to see that this was going to be included in the latest spending bill. However, Congress decided that this was not a priority at this time. And in addition to that, guys, also the adult tax credit as well. That was not included in the large spending bill. But on the flip side of that, we do have some good information in regards to our SSI recipients. Yes, guys, right here it talks about the Supplemental Security Income, which is a federal program that provides benefits to the elderly, the blind, and the disabled. Actually turned 50 this year. Yet many of the program's rules have not been updated for decades. Yes, guys, but a new bipartisan bill from 2 senators from Ohio, Brown and Republican Rob Portman, would raise the asset limits for beneficiaries to $10,000 for individuals and $20,000 for couples, while also indexing them for inflation. Yes, guys, this particular proposal did not make the cut in year-end legislation despite some high hopes from some advocates. So today, the program's asset limits are $3,000 for couples and $2,000 for individuals. That not only limits the amount of savings beneficiaries may have, but it also imposes a marriage penalty on beneficiaries. Yes, SSI's punitive and archaic asset limit is the most egregious anti-savings measure in federal law today, according to Rebecca Valles, which is a senior fellow at the Century Foundation and co-director of think tank's Disability Economic Justice Collaborative. Yet we continue to see a lack of sufficient political will to allow people with disabilities to save more money. Yes, guys, the fate of the proposal is unclear since Portman is retiring this year, and it remains to be seen whether another Republican leader will step up the effort to support it altogether, according to Omnibus. But again, guys, it's going to probably be some time before that gets another opportunity to go and be signed into law. So again, guys, that is just the information in regards to our SSI recipients. Not the best information, but we are definitely excited to see that this new bill, bipartisan bill, was introduced. But hopefully we will see that very, very soon, guys. But it was not included in the spending bill. But also, guys, we do have some information in regards to some new funding for the Social Security program. Right here, guys, it says that the year-end budget deal provides additional funding for the Social Security Administration, but it barely is enough to tread water, according to the Director of Social Security and Disability Policy. But again, the deal includes a 6% increase or $785 million over the agency's 2022 funding level. President Joe Biden had requested at least 11% increase or $1.4 billion more, according to the reports. Now, the House and the Senate committees had also backed more funding for the agency, Social Security agency, but the additional funding could have helped the Social Security Administration reduce its backlog and long waits for service by updating its technology systems and hiring new staff. But instead, applicants and beneficiaries face another year of unacceptable waits for the Social Security and other benefits that they've actually earned. Yes, guys, sadly enough, that is exactly what we're dealing with when it comes to our Social Security as well as Social Security reform. And Congress likely will not revisit funding for the Social Security Administration until the next fall. So again, guys, like we talked about previously, one of the top priorities of President Biden is to have a Social Security reform, because he said himself, guys, that he wants to make sure that this happens before he leaves office, which we all know that will probably be within the next 2 years or so. But until then, guys, yes, President Biden has vowed to make sure that he wants to do some type of improvements to the Social Security program, because we all know that it is broken and it still is facing solvency within the year of around 2032 or so. But anyways, guys, that is just the latest information that we have on Social Security funding. But hopefully we will continue to see more information coming out within the next days or so of the information that is actually included in this 4,000-page legislation. Yes, guys, again, like we talked about, this particular spending bill is $1.7 trillion. It is a behemoth of an amount of money that is going to be added to the U.S. deficit. But again, guys, it looks like they are trying to include some different provisions that is going to improve Social Security recipients, as well as the retirement plans for future Social Security recipients, as well as our seniors. And again, guys, like I said, Medicaid, you could be on the verge of losing your Medicaid benefits by April the 1st. But again, guys, I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. But as a quick reminder, don't forget about a few ways for you to be able to support this channel. Yes, those are below, as well as information on how to get some free money or some free cash. You can also sign up for Rakuten and receive $30 after making your first purchase. It is my favorite cashback platform to use. And you can sign up for the Amazon Prime membership to get 30 days for free as well. If you are interested, all of those links will be down below. But anyways, guys, hey, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.